Oh, you've done it now, Johnny.
Welcome to the breakdown with Jay and Nell, where we'll discuss all of your NFL and NBA news.
Tap in if you want to get to the breakdown.
Welcome to the breakdown with Jay and Nell. I'm Jay.
And I'm L.
And today, you guys, we're breaking down the AFC South.
Ooh, let's go. Well, since you did last time, I got you.
All right, fam.
So
but how was your week, though? Before we get started, how was your week?
Man, it was long. Like, every week is long. It doesn't matter if it's every week is long. Work in general is just long and tired. I came home, handled my business, made something to eat, cut on some random highlights, and crashed. That is literally my daily work schedule thing. Like I go, come home, put on a random sports highlight. Somebody highlight. No matter who it is. Excuse me. I'm cutting things on, and I'm not enough. By the time I wake up, the machine's off, and ain't no highlights playing. And I'm still tired. but what about you?
Like you said, it was long, very long. My last day of work.
You didn't do nothing. But go ahead.
My last day of work was super long, stupid long.
I call cap. Okay.
And then always being a father, being a dad, is always that's a second job, so that's always tiresome. But other than that, I had a great week. Spent time with family.
Anything interesting happened this week at work?
Any what?
Anything interesting happened this week at work?
Interesting? No. It's regular old work.
I bet. I feel that. All right. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. I have the Jaguars. The first draft pick that they drafted, I'm doing drafts. First draft pick they drafted was Brian Thomas at LSU. He's a wide receiver. He was actually like right next to Malik Neighbors, if not 1A, 1B. Next, they had Mason Smith. He's at LSU as well. And they had Javon Foster out of Missouri. That was their draft pick. So let's say I hope Brian Thomas does well. Hopefully he's not like Jason Blackburn. We all remember him. For their free agent signings, they had Eric Armstead, who came from San Francisco to Indianapolis in the trade. Or he was a free agent, one of the two. He was a free agent. Then you had David Davis, who was a wide receiver from Buffalo. Ernest Johnson, he's a running back. And you had Mitch Morse, I'm sorry. He's a center. Next, you got the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts. Oh my goodness. Their draft consists of Latu, the edge from UCLA, Adonis, Adoni Mitchell, the wide receiver from Texas, who was 1B to Xavier Worthy. Then you got Tanner Bucarini, a center from Michigan, or I'm sorry, Wisconsin, my bad. And the free agent signings consist of Joe Flacco, who is a Cuban. You got Michael Pittman, who is a wide receiver. You got Zaire. You got Zaire, Franklin, who is the linebacker, and you got Kenny Moore the second, who is your safety.
All right. I'm gonna start the Jaguars first. I like this draft. They had a pretty solid draft.
I,
I really like to pick up a Thomas.
I agree. I think that was a very good pickup. He's definitely a need. They have a solid wide receiver room, but having him could help boost it up a lot. Because I feel like he's your possession receiver. The other guys that they have are your speedster and your deep threat, but you always want to buy you can throw a 50-50 ball up, and you know he got a better chance of getting it than the defender. Um, I definitely think that their draft picks can come in and start right away. I mean, they should at least.
Yeah. Well, they lost Calvin Ridley in free agency, which I'm gonna get to later. He signed with the Titans, but I like they filled the void at the wide receiver
Mm-hmm.
with Brian Thomas and signing Gabe Davis
Mm-hmm.
in free agency. I, to me, honestly, I feel like I need another guy, like another wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Christian Kirk, but Kirk and Gabe Davis, they're smaller dudes. And
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, he's pretty big, but they use another big receiver.
Yeah, like having that size and ability to be out there and catching the ball is definitely needed, and will be well reciprocated.
And then the Colts, you talked about the Colts. I like their draft picks as well. They had a pretty solid draft. I really like my favorite pick is the Donnie Mitchell pick. I really like that pick because he rounds out your receiving room with Michael Pittman and man, I can't think of the other dude they have. I want to say it's Josh Downs. I think it is Josh Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Downs and uh, Alec Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
their slot wide receiver. I like that. I like that. Anaya Mitchell, he rounds out the room. A big physical target.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a deep threat as well. I really like that pickup. That's a really nice weapon for a young quarterback and Anthony Richardson.
I agree, man. Like the draft picks that they picked up were definitely a need and definitely great. With Latu, I think he can. I think he has a possibility of being another White Freeney if he was his calls right. Um, and Adonai Mitchell is fast as I don't know what. Probably not faster than David Worley. Excuse me, but just as fast. So you got speed on speed on speed. So you say teach speed. Let's go. About the draft? What the free agent signing, fam?
For the Colts,
Yeah.
I like that they re-signed Michael Pittman. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's your number one receiver. He's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the pickup of Joe Flacco. You lost Gardner Minshew in free agency. He signed with the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders.
That was a wild. They have so many questions.
Yeah, but I like they filled the veteran. They filled the backup quarterback with a veteran and someone Anthony Richardson can
Learn from.
learn from. And Joe Flacco, he's a solid backup. He can win you a couple of games if Richardson gets hurt.
I like the Joe Flacco signing. He brings Super Bowl experience, and he kind of over underrated. Like he's old, so you would think he diminished some, but he still can launch the thing. That's all that matters. Like you said, like a Pittman signing. Excuse me. Like you said, like a Pittman signing was definitely a good pickup. Definitely needed. You need your star receiver to be on your team. I like them getting Zaire when it could as well. He's another solid pickup. So overall, they had a good pickup. They had a good pickup during the offseason.
Okay. Nice breakdown of the Jaguars and the Colts. I'm about to get started with I have the Houston Texans first. Of course, the Texans they won the division last season, 10-7, but their draft class pretty solid. They don't have a first round pick, but they have two second round picks, and I'm gonna go through the first four picks like I've been doing. So the second round, they drafted Kamari Lassitier, cornerback from Georgia. The other second round pick, they drafted Blake Fisher, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. Third round pick, they drafted Kalen Bullock, safety from USC. And the fourth round pick, they drafted Cade Stover, the tight end from Ohio State. So, what are your thoughts about the Houston Texans draft?
I think the draft was definitely needed. I mean, not needed, but it was. You had some good pickup. Um, you were able to shore up a few little weakness spots. You added some narrowness to it. So all in all, it was going it's going to gel. And everybody on that team is basically young. So I think they have one of the youngest rosters.
Yeah, this sounds about right.
Yeah, I think they got one of the youngest rosters in the game right now. So all that youth, and if they can keep everybody around, it's gonna be wonders.
Yeah. I like it because they address all of their needs. They needed a cornerback, they needed a tight end, they need offensive lineman. Those are three of their five needs that they got in the draft. So especially cornerback because you have Derek Stingley out there, and that's pretty much it. So to show up your cornerback room, that's good. We're gonna get into the free agency signings for the Houston Texans, and they had a monster free agency. Their first signing was Daniil Hunter, the pass rusher from Minnesota. They signed him 2 years, $49 million. Hunter had 16 sacks last season. Next up, they signed Danico Autry, another defensive end, 2 years, $20 million. He had 11 and a half sacks last year for Tennessee. And this is one of my favorite signings by the Texans. They signed Aziz Al Shir, linebacker, 3 years, $34 million. He had 600. I mean, he had 163 tackles. That was the fifth most in the NFL last season. A couple more of the signings. They saw C.J. Henderson, 1 year contract. He's a cornerback, and they re-signed Dalton Schultz, their tight end, 3 years, $36 million. Yeah. What are your thoughts about the Texans free agency?
They did a bang up job. Um, they came through and acquired, or well, we acquired everybody they need to acquire. The defense is stirred up. The D end are nice. Um, Dalton Schultz is gonna come back. That's even better. You got a solid tight end for your young quarterback. They did it correct. Everything they did was correct so far.
I really like the Aziz signing. Like I said, he has history with
DeMeco Ryan.
yeah, D'Amico Ryans back in their time in San Francisco. So I like that. You have a player that can come in, help you teach your scheme to the younger players. And Aziz, he's a solid linebacker. But the biggest move in them all, and I was saving this for last, was the Stephon Diggs trade. Houston Texas traded for Stephon Diggs. They traded away next year's second round pick, this year's sixth round pick, and next year's fifth round pick. I like that trade by the Texans. It gives you another weapon for CJ Stroud. It rounds out your receiver room. Now you have three great receivers. You have Diggs, you have Tank Dill, and you have Nico Collins. But what are your thoughts about the stuff on this trade?
It was needed, and it was a good trade, a good signing. I think that it could work. He just can't go in there with a diva mindset. Like if he goes in there with a diva mindset, he's gonna throw off the balance. Like I get he's Stephon Diggs, but he has to be able to work with everyone and know to hit the ball. If he if he expects a 50 to 100 targets a game, you may not get that.
Yeah.
You may get 10 to 12 targets. Cause you not. I mean, yeah, you're the star player, but I got these two youngsters that I need to work with and work well on. You know, you're injury prone. They not. I can build with them. You already established.
Yep. That's a good way to look at it. Also, I'm sorry. They also re-signed Nico Collins to a 3-year, $72 million deal.
Which again was a good pick. Which again that was a nice thing because he's young. He already knows the system. It seems like him, Tank Dell, and CJ Stroud are good friends. So keep it together while you can.
Yep.
Take it from me. Keep it together while you can.
Yeah, Nico, he was a leading receiver last year. He had 1,200 yards receiving. But we're gonna get into the Texans. We're gonna talk more about them as this episode goes on. But I'm gonna get into the Tennessee Titans. Their draft. Well, first they were fourth in the division last season, 6-11.
Mm-hmm.
With their first round draft pick, they drafted J.C. Latham, the offensive tackle from Alabama. Second round, they drafted Tavondre Sweat, the defensive tackle from Texas. The fourth round, they drafted Cedric Gray, linebacker from North Carolina. And in the fifth round, they drafted Jarvis Brownlee Jr., the cornerback from Louisville. What are your thoughts on the Tennessee Titans draft?
They drafted with need. Um, Alabama always produces pretty, pretty decent offensive linemen. Um, Devondre Sweat, he's a really good player from Texas. He's a really good player. They did good. They definitely did good. I definitely recommend it.
I like it. Once again, you shored up your needs in the draft. Their top need was offensive line. They got an offensive tackle, one of the best ones coming out in the draft. They needed defensive lineman. They drafted Sweat, so you feel the need there. I like it because I'm pretty sure you could start him alongside Jeffrey Simmons. And if you do, that would be a solid 2-man uh, defensive tackle duo. But then I like it we round out with the linebacker Gray and the cornerback Brownlee. But go get into the free agency because I feel like they had a very underrated free agency. I don't feel like it's being talked about enough. So, but their first free agency move, they signed Calvin Ridley, 4 years, $92 million. Next, they signed Tony Pollard, 3 years, $24 million. Then they signed they signed a center, Lloyd Cushenberry, 4 years, $50 million. They also signed Kenneth Murray, linebacker, 2 years, $18 million. Chidobe Awuzie, 3 years, $25 million. Jamal Adams, they signed Jamal Adams. And they also signed Tyler Boyd. So what are your thoughts on the Titans free agency?
That is Tyler Franklin. Um, I was surprised about the Calvin Ridley thing, but they needed another somebody that could be like a AJ Brown, and Tyler Boyd is another good receiver, really good. I liked Tyler Boyd when he was with Cincinnati. Uh, Tony Pollard was not a head scratcher, but it made sense. You need somebody to replace Derrick Henry. Um, Kidaway a week away, a solid pickup, I guess. Um, Christian Barry, I don't know that much about him, but I'm gonna say another solid pickup. Maybe a second string player, if not a starter. Everybody else is definitely a starter. So I don't know. It they did what they had to do.
Okay. Saved another move that they did for last. They traded for the cornerback, uh, Super Bowl winning cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed from the Kansas City Chiefs. They traded away a seventh round pick and a 2025 third round pick for Sneed.
That was good because they're almost in the same division, but they're not. So hopefully he can produce well. But to me, that's weird that they just let him go. I figured they would keep him around.
They didn't want to pay him, bro. That's what it really came down to.
Oh well, he
Came
can
down to
do
the
that.
dollars.
Yeah, do what he had to do there.
Yep. I like that. That's a sneaky trade. And then you also signed Awuzie too. That's a nice, solid cornerback tandem. But I'm gonna focus more on the wide receiver group because, like El said, they need another receiver to complement DeAndre Hopkins. And I feel like Calvin really he's a great receiver. He's very underrated. I know he has some problems in his career, but
Damn what?
he has talent. Like the talent is there, and I think it's a good option for your young quarterback and Will Levis. He now has weapons to throw the ball to. He has Ridley, he has Hopkins, he has Tyler Boyd, and they still have their draft pick from a couple of years ago, Traylon Burks.
Mm-hmm.
Still have him at wide receiver. So I like those group of wide receivers, and also like the signing Tony Pollard. You got you a starting running back. Hopefully, he's not gonna be able to replace what Derrick Henry did, but he still has some explosion to his game. So that'll be great to look at.
We'll see after that broken leg. We'll see. But but yeah, I agree though. Like all of those signings were necessities and were great. It came in at a time when they needed them, and hopefully it worked out for them.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoy our breakdowns of these teams, and I have a few questions that we're gonna tackle before we head out. So, first question is in regards to Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. Do you believe Trevor Lawrence will live up to his big time contract?
Hopefully, I've been looking at speak for your speak and for you Philadelphia Eagle fans, your boy been going ham. Like he does not like Trevor Lawrence at all. And it's just wild because your boy feel like a hater at all times. You know, if they're in Philadelphia, he is delusional. Like you would think that he would be kind of unbiased a little bit, but the hate that he seems to have, or not even the hate, but the dislike that he seems to have for Trevor Lawrence is wild, like bonkers. It makes no sense. Okay, he wasn't he wasn't he didn't come out and just go bonkers, but he still produced well enough, even if it wasn't up to what you felt like it should have been.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say he's not gonna live up to the contract. I feel like Um, the AFC is tough, and his division is tough as well with the Texans, and we'll see what the Titans do because I feel like the Titans gonna be pretty good this year too. I think, but you have two teams in your division that I feel like improved better or improved more than your team.
Mm-hmm.
If those two teams have, I feel like they have way more talent at the skill positions, like the wide receiver, tight end, and even running backs. That I feel like it's gonna be tough, like because he's got to elevate Brian Thomas. You have to try to elevate Gabe Davis, but even Josh Allen couldn't do that. And he's a better quarterback. So there's a lot going to be on your shoulders. You literally have to carry this team if you want to make it far in deep into the playoffs.
Let me ask you this, man. What would you give him if his contract was such a huge obstacle per se? What would you give him? Or what would be a ideal contract?
Oh man, he hit me with that. Uh, and hold on, I gotta look up this
Yeah,
contract.
I'll look it up.
Look at this contract because I forgot the numbers. But um, yeah, I understand you want to lock up your franchise quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence, he hasn't really proven anything really.
So it's for 5 years, 275 million, and then 37 million, 37, yeah, 37 million signing bonus
Okay, you said it was
for 5 years,
5 years,
75.
$275 million. Uh, was that like 50 million? No,
And regardless, it don't matter. What would you give him?
I'm trying to think of a realistic number. I can't just throw a number out there.
Okay. Year one, what would you give him?
Probably like
A 3 to 4?
yeah, probably 3 years. 3 years.
So 3 years. Okay, 3 years. What? 175?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna have? Now, the real question is, does he have incentive in his contract, or does he have stipulations that he has to hit, or if he doesn't hit, there's incentive? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. I don't know the full details of the contract, but I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay.
Well, most teams put special clauses in and stuff like that.
Okay. What's your next question?
Are the Houston Texans a threat to the Kansas City Chiefs now?
A threat? No. On their way, yes. Um, they have the best chance, but it's gonna take a lot to dethrone them.
On paper, I'm gonna say they're a threat, but as you said, I want to see it on the field first. On paper, I feel like they have,
All the weapons needed.
yeah, they have minus. I'll say they probably better at every position
Except
except
running
for
back.
quarterback and tight end. Like the Chiefs have the best quarterback and the best tight end.
Yeah.
Like wide receivers, Houston has a better wide receiver group than Kansas City.
When you take out Chris Jones, they ain't got nobody on defense, really.
Yeah. We think about it,
That's
cause
that's their star player on defense. They don't have like 2 or 3 stars on defense.
yeah,
They
yeah.
got Chris Jones They had the Gary Sneed. I ain't got him no more.
Yeah, their secondary has always been suspect to me.
Like you would think,
I don't see why teams don't attack their secondary more. Like
yeah,
their secondary can be beat.
yeah, run they routes raggedy. I'm throwing fades and deep routes all day. Maybe a few slants, or maybe a hit and go.
Yeah, but I think they're better equipped to beat Kansas City out of AFC.
I think so.
All right. Next question: will Anthony Richardson break out this season?
No, I think he's not gonna be in a slump, but he's gonna produce a little bit more. But he's not gonna be like, oh my gosh. No, honestly, I don't think he should have. He should have been picked as high as he was.
Hmm, that's interesting. I think he is gonna break out just by
Like, every time Michael Pittman, that don't mean nothing. I'm just joking.
hey, he ain't gonna let me get into it, y'all. He's gonna cut me off right there. But yeah, Michael Pittman has something to do with it. He does have something to do with it. But
He was like, oh, yeah, he does.
but he says Jonathan Taylor, running back, one of the best running backs in the league.
I mean, he does.
Now, like we said, we both love the Donnie Mitchell pick.
Yeah.
He also has other good receivers. He has Downs and Pierce. There's some solid receivers. I don't know who their starting tight end is.
It don't matter.
I feel like he'll be okay, bro.
All right.
He has a potential to break out. I give it to him.
We're gonna find out.
All right. Last question. How will Will Levis look with his new weapon?
Subpar. Diminishing. Where did he come from?
What's it? I want to say Kentucky.
Basketball school. Trash. Listen, basketball schools don't produce good football players. We all know this. So he ain't gonna do good.
Man, it's messed up.
That is the truth.
You're not giving him a shot, bro.
Bro, you gotta know every basketball school that produces a football player is not translate. The only one I can think of is Julius Peppers.
Okay.
But that don't count. Because he was playing basketball before he went over to football.
But you gotta watch Will Levis play, bro. He was pretty solid like towards the end of the season.
That's great. I'm proud of him. Keep doing the great thing you're doing with Levis. But again, you come from a basketball school, bro.
Man,
you're not known for football.
He ain't giving him no shot. No shot, y'all. Tennessee fans, have at it, this man. Get at this man. Hit him up in his DMs.
What do you get?
All right, we're gonna cap off the show with predicting the winner. Who y'all winning the division?
Of the AFC South? The Texans? Okay, so I think Texans, Colts, and Titans gonna be the 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I got the Texans winning again, obviously. Better team all around, whole division. Next, I'm gonna go with Tennessee at number 2. Then I'll do Jaguars at number 3, and Colts at number
4. Okay, sounds reasonable.
Yep. Is anything else you want to add?
Thank y'all for y'all continued support. We love y'all. Keep getting us these likes. Keep streaming us. Keep commenting. We love it. We need it. We love it. We appreciate it. All right, y'all have a blessed day. or blessed weekend. By the way, if you didn't know, we're gonna tell you Deadpool and Wolverine come out tomorrow. Go see that.
It's out today, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's out today. I'm sorry. Go see that. If you haven't and you're a Marvel fan, go see that.
Yeah, we're both big Marvel fans. We're gonna go check it out tomorrow with the rest of our friends. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like El said, go check out the movie. Been hearing great things about it. Been trying to stay off of social media because I don't want any spoilers. Like I'm trying to stay off of it. But y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. We still gonna be dropping this fire content for y'all. And next week we're going to cap off the AFC with the AFC West. Talk about the Kansas City Chiefs and more. So y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all